Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy. I create food and fitness content on Instagram and YouTube, especially vegan food. Today I'm going to go through a full day of food. So this is going to be a video about intuitive eating and why I've chose to intuitively eat. So if you've seen my videos before on this channel, then you will appreciate that I had been going through a calorie deficit for quite a long time after doing quite a short bulk. This is completely new to me. So after all of that, I've decided to intuitively eat, and the reason for this is that I was getting so fed up of having to track calories, track everything, and it was just really affecting me, if I'm being honest. I feel like it's really good to recognize that and try to find a solution to that. I thought, do you know what, I actually just need a break at the moment. I've decided to intuitively eat, which basically means that I listen to cues of my body of how much food I need and what I need. And actually it's been going really well so far. So I'm currently 2 weeks in. Weight on the scales hasn't changed. My muscle has increased, which is always a good sign. That means I'm not slacking on protein. As long as my muscle mass is either remaining the same or increasing, then I'm happy with doing what I'm doing. I just feel like it's such a more balanced way of coming at life. And for me, I know that I get really focused on anything that I do. I try to put 100% effort in everything. So when it comes to things like tracking and calorie deficits, I often don't mentally give myself any leeway. It's really nice to have some freedom, have some balance, eat something in a restaurant and not worrying about the calories. It's been really nice. It's been really wholesome for me, and I feel like this is the perfect thing to show on my wellness diaries, which is obviously all about improving our wellness, improving our balance in life, and trying to live our happiest lives. So yeah, so that is intuitive eating. That is what I'm doing. I'll try to give you some examples of my thought process throughout the day. I have currently just eaten my iron gummies, and I'm now just drinking my OxyShred. You guys have seen me drink so many times on here. I just love it so much. And then it's time for breakfast. I'm going to do a croissant, and I've got Pratt's vegan croissants. These are frozen, that you cook from frozen. They are so incredibly nice. So good. So this is an example right here of how I would structure my meal based on what I'm feeling. So obviously I feel like having a croissant, so we're going to incorporate that into the meal. What's important though is to think a croissant is mainly carbohydrates, very little protein. It does have some, I think it has about 5 grams, but very little. So then we need to add and bump up our protein in some way. So it's all about making sure that you have a carbohydrate source, protein source, adequate fats, and any micronutrients on the plate. For me, I'm going to have this croissant with a protein shake because I feel like that's the perfect way to bump up my protein, get in my micronutrients, and just enjoy a meal. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop these in the oven because they take around 25 minutes, so it takes a while. But I will check in with you once they're done. How gorgeous is that? That's so good. So currently it's time for lunch. As you can see, I am just in my gym gear because I'm about to go out to do some cardio, and I have decided to buy a bike. So some of you may know from my previous videos, I really struggle getting cardio in because of my hip dysplasia. It means that I basically can't run, I can't walk. I used to love running, and that kind of just was taken away from me when I got this diagnosis. So I'm trying out cycling because I feel like it's going to be way better for me. So with hip dysplasia, running, walking is basically off limits, but anything where your feet are essentially static on the ground or on a pedal should be okay. I'm obviously going to see how it goes. goes. I'm really going to listen to my body, and if I do get pain, then I unfortunately probably won't use cycling as my main cardio. But I honestly just wanted to improve my cardiovascular fitness, because I feel like since I've had this diagnosis, it's been really tough for me to fit in my cardio, and yeah, it just doesn't make me feel good. I just want to feel good. So I'm going cycling, which means I need a pre-workout meal. So pre-workout meals need to be higher in carbs. I have some leftover sweet potato, which I made last night. There's not really that much of it. I'm gonna have some sourdough on the side. So this is another thing, when I'm eating meals, I like to try to reach an 80% fullness mark. By that way, I'm not overeating, I'm not undereating. Last night I had half a sweet potato. I was ready to eat the whole thing. After eating all of my protein, all my vegetables, I really just didn't feel like the rest of it. So I put it in a container, and it's going to be part of today's lunch. Then I've got lovely sourdough bread that I'm gonna pair with it. And of course we can't leave protein out, so I'm going to fry up some tofu today. So I'm going to pop it in the microwave for 4 minutes, then I like to let it cool down, and then I'm just going to fry it up and then warm everything else up. Okay, so this is the tofu after I've microwaved it, and it's taken out a lot of the water. So I'm just going to slice this up and then put it in a pan with a bit of oil just to make it nice and crispy, and some seasoning. Hey guys, so I've just come back from cycling and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. That was my first proper cardio session for cycling. I've gone to the gym a couple of times on my bike, but I've not actually done a scheduled cardio session where the whole workout session is about cycling, and it was so good. I really enjoyed it. It is a lot more difficult than people think. Like literally the saddle burn is real, the quad burn is real. So I'm aching a lot right now. Because I used to really enjoy running, I think I'm trying to compare it to running in my mind, but there is a bit of a difference, because I feel like especially when you are a beginner cycler, you're not necessarily going to pedal the whole of your journey. And I found myself pedaling for a few seconds and then stopping. But I think that's normal. I think that's okay. And if not, I'm going to work on it, so it doesn't matter. But I'm a beginner, I'm learning, and I just want to enjoy it at the moment. I don't really want to take it too seriously. So anyway, I'm on to my third meal. So it's post-workout, so it's high protein. So I've got my vegan protein shake here. This is clear protein in the flavour strawberry. And actually guys, I always used to think that pineapple and grapefruit was my forever flavour, but I think I might be converted. Strawberry is so nice. I'm really shocked because I was so addicted to the pineapple and grapefruit flavour, and then I really fancied something sweet, so I've just got some strawberries here. What I'd say I'm struggling with at the moment in terms of intuitive eating is trying to let go of the fact that there are designated times for meals. So I'll often find myself some days feeling hungry at about 5 o'clock and saying, oh, it's too early to eat now, so I can't have my dinner, which is kind of what I used to do during my calorie deficit phase. Really trying to work against that at the moment and stop my mind from kind of limiting myself. If I'm hungry, I want to be able to eat, and I think that's my body's way of telling me that I need to eat actually. So I really fancied something sweet. I've not long had my lunch, so I thought I'll just have some strawberries. If I'm still hungry, then I will obviously get something, but I will check in with you at dinner time. it's now dinner time. I had a really lovely chilled out afternoon, which I really needed after that bike session because my legs are aching so much. I was basically feeling quite peckish for some sweets, so I had some sweets which I bought from... So I just had some sweets that I bought from Costco. It's really difficult when it comes to sweet treats when to know when you're emotionally eating and when you're actually physically hungry and you're physically wanting sugar. And for me personally, I think it's important to feed your emotional hunger. I used to overindulge quite a lot and have moments of my life where I'd overindulge because I emotionally really feel the need to have high sugar foods. It's really nice that I found quite a nice balance for me to just pick at a couple of sweets halfway through the afternoon and not feel guilty about it. I feel like that is super important. So now it's dinner and I'm feeling like I really need some carbs. I really need some energy because I feel really depleted after today. But yeah, so I've got just a wicked kitchen meal. This is a Bolognese. It's really nice, although it doesn't have a lot of protein in. So I'm just going to pair it with a couple of sausages in the oven, and that's going to help me bump up my protein. So nice and simple meal. I don't feel like cooking. I'm working tomorrow, so I'd quite like to have a relaxed evening. And yeah. Had my dinner, absolutely lovely, loved it. I didn't actually finish it, but I really enjoyed it. If you guys know me, you know that I have a massive sweet tooth. I am a sweet tooth girly. I love everything sweet, and I always have to finish off my night with something sweet. So I made the other day some cookies and I followed Tanya Burr's recipe, but I made it vegan. So I have a lovely cookie to just end my day, and honestly they are so yummy. I'll put the recipe up there. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please like and subscribe down below. It means so much if you do. I hope you all have wonderful weeks, and I'll see you next week. See you later.